5, 4, 3.
We're on.
We're back, guys. Dyke Van Dyke, otherwise known as the Nub, back on.
We never went anywhere, right?
Well, we actually didn't go anywhere.
Well, we took like a 4-day break.
We did take a 4-day break. We're back on Rubbing the Rhubarb, the dirtiest named podcast in the industry. I hear everybody's doing a podcast.
Can we try to make this
the
most offensive podcast?
Offensive?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know.
Going.
Fuck yeah. And I'm not even...
We got some stiff competition,
I'm
though.
generally not offensive.
Ooh, it's stiff. I like stiff competition. Guys, in the background...
Legion of Skanks is very offensive.
We're
with your
listening
boy,
to Lee Michaels from like 1970 nothing. Listen to him on YouTube, guys. Do you know what I mean?
Is 1970.
Not only did he have a big organ, he is a big organ player, and it's really predominant in this song. It's a great song. It talks about his girlfriend going out with his best friend. Love that. Lord, do you know what I mean?
Was he into, like, was he a cuck?
Is it kind of like your college girlfriend breaking up? You know, you break up and she goes down on the whole basketball team. Is that kind of the same?
That's the most disgusting thing ever. You're talking about that like that was a real life thing. Do you know that story? Is there a story there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you broke up with a chick and she went down on everybody in a
fair amount of the basketball team. Yes. College was off.
Did she? Dude, why are you clicking over there like a fucking bag of popcorn?
College was not good.
Juicy juice.
Juice, don't listen. Defend yourself in front of your juice.
No, you're clicking like a... What would you do there?
Like an organ?
He's allowed to make
in the 70s?
It's a great song, guys. Great song. Great song. We're going to get back... Woo!
What happened? Is he going on loop?
No. Hey,
I would play this song in a dive bar on the jukebox for sure.
It's a great fucking song. Because there is no good music today. I don't give a shit what you say. There's not even good rap today.
Wait,
you're gonna fight with me on that,
sort
bro?
of agree with that.
You're gonna eyeball me, motherfucker?
If anyone's got an ear, though, it is Ant.
There's no the rap is few and far between.
Dude, you're looking at the rap king over here who turned me onto rap.
Me and Ant together pretty much know everything.
Yeah, we.
When did rap die?
Like when Drake got popular, maybe. Maybe a little before that.
I don't know. Drake's got some really great songs about cell phones. What a douche.
No. See, here's what everyone's missing with Drake. Well,
what?
It's like kind
of.
Oh
boy.
No, listen. He's been challenged by some legitimate MCs, and he's completely embarrassed them. So.
What do you mean in a rap off?
In a battle, the kid.
It's a battle.
Oh my God, that's so fucking bullshit, dude.
He brings it. He embarrassed
in a rap contest.
Pusha T. He totally destroyed Pusha T.
Dude, but that's a poetry contest.
But he makes good music.
Wait, you think Drake makes good music?
Yes.
Look, well, it's like I was saying, Uncle Don.
Millions of people can't be wrong.
You're gonna put him up against Busta Rhymes? You're gonna put him up against
lyrically
Flavor Flav?
Busta Rhymes is more like an attraction.
You're gonna put him up against.
It's no secret.
Busta Rhymes ain't like a headline guy. Drake's a headline guy.
Well, he's a bit of a crossover, right? I mean, he does a little bit of the R&B thing. I mean, he's unique in the sense that he kind of does both really well. I mean, it's no secret I'm the biggest Biggie fan.
But who doesn't like Biggie?
Well, right. The answer is nobody because he's the GOAT. To me, it starts and ends with him.
He's
That's
the GOAT,
just
he
me
said.
Personally, but.
And just pull the mic a little closer.
And pull the mic a little closer. Make
bit,
believe it's like a big wiener.
Right.
Yeah,
Get it really close. Get it really close,
smack myself
dude.
on the cheek with it.
That's what you have to do.
Hey, speaking of which, I see Peter North is on the board. What the fuck were you guys talking about before I got here today?
All right, hold on. I want to get back to
talking about
fucking Lee Michaels here. This fucker won't come back on.
The Peter Parker of porn is what we're talking about.
Why do you call him the Peter Parker of porn there, Big T?
Shooting webs, baby.
He's not shooting webs. That motherfucker's shooting ropes everywhere. He shoots the ropes and then he climbs up them like a spider.
Everywhere.
Dude,
he's been swinging through porn for a long time, if you don't know.
I heard his first few scenes were gay as like a way to him to get into it. Is that true?
No.
It's a rumor. I don't know. That's what I heard.
You got
No,
it
I mean,
completely
in general,
wrong. Guys, let me help you out with this. You're talking to the oldest guy here. I actually saw 70 porn in the movies.
He's actually done porn as well.
Like
I actually did do
like
porn.
in Times Square?
No, there was porn theaters. It was like everybody wanted to go see a porn movie back in the 70s. When it first
when
Hey,
came
we were
out.
talking about Taxi Driver the last episode, right? It wasn't that his idea of a date with that girl from...
You really had to work for it back in the 70s.
So, no. Peter North is actually gay. He's a gay guy.
Oh, so the way that, like, there's straight dudes that do gay porn, they call him gay for pay. So he's straight.
I actually believe that.
First of all, hold on. I have to actually retract what I said. Let me retract it. I personally don't know if Peter North is gay. He could be straighter than straight. I don't want to get sued.
I have a hard time thinking you could do that for that long and not have at least an interest in women.
I'm not going to fight. Actually, I'm going to retract and apologize to Peter North.
The guy's been standing
for
at
everything
attention.
that I said. He's probably the studliest heterosexual out there. I take it back. I don't know. I probably read that article in a gay magazine that I was attracted to.
Yeah, Us Weekly. The guy's been standing at
Gay
attention
Weekly.
for women since the Clinton administration. And he's been absolutely slaying it since. There's no way.
Dude.
I have a hard time thinking that.
So I'm watching this porn with Peter North
And now in a theater or a VHS? What was the setting?
in the bathroom on my iPhone.
On your phone with the bathroom fan on?
Yes. Actually driving down the Garden State Parkway doing about 90.
A fun way to stay awake if you're sleepy in the car, by the way. Just
Really?
saying. Yes.
I like that a
Find
lot.
yourself falling asleep in traffic.
So-
turn the phone up. You'll be awake in 30 seconds.
Between that and the divots on the side of the road, you'll be good to go.
The rumble strip?
So Peter North is he's going Chinese, right? And or is that racist too? He's going Asian.
Asian.
Nah, racist would be if you said
Asian.
chink.
Let's not get carried away.
Dude, what the fuck? I can't. No, you're not allowed on the podcast.
Well, it's the
anymore.
most
You're gonna
offensive
be-
podcast. It's a one-man
Ever.
podcast by Juice. It's that offensive.
So he's starting to shoot ropes, and this girl is working on him, and he's shooting for like 30 seconds, and he keeps going, and the girl can't keep a straight face. She's like cracking up. She's like, "What the fuck
What is happening here? Yeah.
Right.
Whoever says superheroes don't exist is wrong. Is wrong.
Big T, you just actually made me
Not everybody
shit my
wears
pants.
capes.
That's the funniest thing I ever heard.
They don't all
he
wear
is a
capes.
fuck. Hey, Peter North, if you're listening to my podcast, you are a superhero.
And we'd love to have you on rubbing the rhubarb one of these
Oh
days.
my
Sure,
God!
it's-
Can you imagine if we can get Peter North to call in?
So, So when I was in college,
Woo!
Ron Jeremy made an appearance. Did a
At
guest
your
appearance
college?
at my
Ron
college.
Jeremy?
Yes, and he
Isn't
was
he in prison now?
fantastic.
He's not doing well.
He's not doing well now, but he was hilarious. when
Was he
showed up
funny?
on
What did
campus.
he say? I like to rape women
Hilarious.
and have sex with them for money.
Didn't say that. But so he comes out, with the typical like porn jokes. I'm sure these things are canned. They've been like, he's done this a million times. He comes out with the microphone and he's swinging it around and he's like, there's the, your usual guys and then the size of the mic and then he swings the mic out by the cord a little bit. He goes, then there's most black guys and then he swings it across the stage. He goes, then there's me. But he gave some interesting insight into the porn industry in general. So of course you have these animal college kids. And they go, so it's like some asshole kid who thinks he's funny, who realizes after this he's never going to get laid on campus ever again because people think he's a creep. He goes, what happens if a girl's pussy smells? I'm looking at the guy like,
What a fuck? What? Why would you fucking sit?
dude,
First of
you're
all,
done,
every
first of
woman
all.
hates you
You're done.
now.
You're done. You're done. You
Right.
can't say it.
Well, that's a shitty thing to say. But
Well,
go
it's,
ahead.
it's
He goes-
work. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Well, no, he goes, we have signals in the industry where, we make a signal to one of the guys. It's like, oh, girls will do our douches now. We'll do
Right.
this, we'll do that. He goes, you don't want to embarrass anybody.
Right. No.
Right.
You
Which
want to
is
be
the right
respectful.
answer.
You want to be respectful.
Well, like this asshole embarrassed himself. He probably
Right.
he's still
Right.
waiting to get laid from 20
Right.
years ago.
Right. He's still
But,
fucking jerking off.
Yeah, no. He's probably like, why did I say that? Well, he's angrily masturbating in his mom's basement.
In his mom's basement. Mom!
Tool bag.
Mom! I'm down
But
here.
He was really good.
Leave the
Meatloaf.
light
He was
off.
really good. Really good. I mean, not so great now, but hilarious on a college campus.
Hey, dude, was it Rogan? Not Rogan. Who's that guy that does the podcast? Rogan, right? What's his name?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Was he did the comedy sketch where it was two guys lifting weights in the basement?
I'm thinking of Adam Sandler.
No.
Are these two men having gay sex or lifting weights? Is
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
That's Adam Sandler on one of his comedy albums.
And
Hilarious.
Is it like
Yeah.
you start talking about like the size of their dicks and stuff like that?
They're like you hear like the fucking
The weights clanking.
We are definitely not lifting weights. I'm like, it's audio only, so it's like theater of the mind. It's hilarious.
Adam Sandler is actually. Hey, Adam Sandler, if you want to call into our podcast, that'd be great too.
He's actually finished. Is that what you were going to say?
What? Who?
He hasn't made a compelling thing in a decade. Is that what
No, I
He's
don't
a
know.
Netflix
I
guy
mean-
now.
He's a nothing guy now.
Yeah. Well, that Uncut Gems, that last movie we did.
I couldn't even watch
It's
it. It
supposed
was
to be supposed to be really good. I haven't seen it.
unwatchable.
Fucking horrendous.
Unwatchable.
Horrendous.
Your boy
Unwatchable.
Francesa was fucking.
Horrendous. He was great in that movie.
In what movie?
Uncut Gems,
You know Mike Francesa, the sports guy on the Fan.
the radio.
Yeah.
It was on the radio.
Yeah.
He was actually cast in
I could only watch 2 seconds of him
It was
because the whole
horrible.
movie was
It was
horrible.
horrible. He
Really?
was like,
That's the opposite of what I heard. I haven't watched
no,
it,
it was
but
horrible.
It's unwatchable.
Okay, from a shock value perspective, not bad. But
like I heard Adam Sandler. It wasn't like a typical
no, definitely not.
Adam Sandler film.
I would tell people to watch it just to form your own opinion. I mean, it was shot in a weird way. Like it was very like all over the place. Like you definitely, if you have like vertigo or something, don't watch that movie. But I mean, the ending is actually
that goes
not
for
bad,
you, Steph.
Not bad.
I couldn't get through. I just couldn't fucking get through it.
I'll never watch it.
I
Again.
couldn't get, and I'm the biggest fucking movie fan.
I don't know if that means he was so good you can't watch it again because he is so compulsive and so obnoxious that like I can't.
No, it was just so not interesting. I mean, I'm not interested in fucking degenerate gamblers. You know, I mean,
That might interest me a little bit.
you know, another degenerate gambler story. Blech.
It's like someone who's fucking up fast and picking up speed. Like,
Right.
That's. I mean, does that mean he did a good job? I don't know. I mean, I have no interest in.
Yeah, but
watching
here's
that a
the
second
thing,
time,
right?
But some people might.
You want to watch a movie like that? Watch a movie called The Cooler, right?
Okay.
And in
It sounds like a Paul Newman movie.
No. What's that guy Macy's first name? The guy from Shameless?
Alan Macy. No.
It's not Alan Macy. Alan Macy's my neighbor.
No,
what the fuck?
William H.
I know
Macy?
an Alan
William
Macy,
H.
yeah.
Macy.
I
William
know-
Macy's
I
in
know
it,
an Alan
right?
Macy personally.
I know. He's my neighbor. So he's in it, and so is Alec Baldwin. And there's a lot of good secondary characters that fill out the story.
What year are we
right?
talking about?
I'm going to say it had to be in the 90s. Had to be in the 90s, right? But, you know, like, if we're going to pivot to movies real quick, but we are going to go back to the whiteboard and talk about different names for pussy. But, don't you fucking laugh at me, Juice.
Well, what good is rubbing the rhubarb if we're not going to talk about pussy?
If you look at any of the Coen brother movies,
Yep.
their secondary supporting characters are as intriguing and as interesting as any lead character. I'll give you a good example. If you look at a movie called Hail Caesar that just came out, didn't do well in the movies. It's all over Netflix. It is a fantastic. The secondary characters are great. I mean, it's really, really a fun movie to watch. But I digress. Let's go back to the whiteboard. We were talking about Peter North. Hold on, I'm going to turn around, folks.
Sure.
Why do we have Monkey Pussy and
I think that's because
Peter Parker? Oh, we talked about Peter Parker
Is
shooting
it
ropes.
the pussy of a monkey, or is it because the word monkey means pussy?
No, that's
I
disgusting. We were talking
I think
about George
I'm
Michael.
going to go with the latter.
That's disgusting. You do not refer to a woman's private parts as monkey. That's gross.
I don't, but legends like Joey Diaz do. So
Out of North Bergen, so not too far from you.
Why would you call it monkey?
Hudson County, stand up.
That's horrible. I'm against that. I'm totally against that.
Well,
I
we
don't
had
want
we
that
had
to-
an interesting situation when I was growing up. So there was a phrase, "spank the monkey," that was
right.
for whatever reason popular when I was younger. So my younger brother was like goofing around on the front steps, like, "Spank that monkey, yeah." So my dad, like actually doing the. So my dad comes out and in typical Big Tone senior fashion goes, "You know what that means?"
No.
And my brother goes, he's like 9. He's like, he has no idea.
Wait. Yeah, and Big Tone said what?
Big Tone was as raw as you could be. Now, Big Tone's an OG. He's an original gangster. So he goes,
Right.
"That means you're spanking a woman's vagina."
Are you happy?
I mean, no one.
You
spoke.
happy now?
No one spoke for 45 minutes. After that, we were all like, "Oh."
No one spoke for 45 minutes, and one of the guys went into the corner and cried a little bit.
I wasn't even involved, and I'm like, "Oh God, this is so uncomfortable."
That reminds me of Kingpin when your boys got the hook hand, and Vanessa Angel's like, "Must be tough when you're spanking the monkey," and Randy Quaid's like, "You have a monkey?"
Dude, the best funny line about spanking the monkey, choking a chicken was in. Did you ever see that movie, Just Friends?
With Ashton.
Yes.
Ashton?
No.
No, I'm thinking of a
Fuck
different movie.
Ashton.
Ryan Reynolds,
With
okay.
Ryan Reynolds and
Amy Smart.
Amy Smart as
They're
what was her name?
great,
Palomino. It was
Jamie Palomino.
Jamie Palomino. That's such a sexy
Such
fucking
a
name.
Great movie. Now
Sounds like high-end water.
But to get my thought out real quick, it was when he's talking to his brother about, yeah, what are you doing? Just you're slapping the ham, and the mother goes, I just bought that ham.
Not the ham I just
bought. I just bought that ham.
She's such a great but her voice is great. Not the ham I just bought.
Right.
She's so funny.
That movie. First of all, let me tell you something about Ryan Reynolds.
So good.
Before he became a complete. Well, hey Ryan, you could call into this if you want.
I don't. You keep saying like he's talking shit about Trump and he's a Canadian. I've never seen him get political.
Oh, really? Why don't you watch Deadpool and where he puts
him?
all his doesn't fucking it's fucking him.
Or is it the character?
Yeah, no, fuck you. Yeah, like Deadpool, who's insane superhero gives a fuck
The South
about...
Park guys are Republicans and they shit on Trump, and it's some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen.
Is that just who's in office?
No,
because like people give Eminem shit, and I'm not defending him, but he, obviously does the bravest thing you can do, by the way, and bashes Trump.
Right.
But he was doing that 15, 20 years ago.
He was bashing out. He told Tipper Gore to go fuck herself on a song.
He was destroying
wow,
the
what a fucking hero.
Destroying the Clintons, destroying Bush, destroying just any authority. Is that an authority figure?
But now it's cool to bash Trump.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is? He's the guy who's hanging. Somebody once told me when you have nothing,
yeah,
right? Like Eminem at one time legitimately had nothing. What and growing up the way I grew up,
Where'd you grow up again?
I grew up in a beautiful place called downtown Newark, New Jersey. What I can tell you is I could see this. I never felt it. I could see it. When you have nothing, right, and you don't know where your next meal is coming from, and you're hungry all the time, you don't want anybody to have anything. That's your genuine thought. And I think that's where Eminem shoots from. I had nothing. I have nothing. Sure. I don't want you to have nothing. Fuck you, Tipper Gore. Fuck you, Clinton. Fuck you, Trump.
That's an edge you can't fake.
Right. I agreed with you on that.
Yeah, that's an edge that never really goes away. Once you've kind of experienced that, I don't think that goes away.
But Juice likes to break my cock because I grew up in Newark, left when I was 18, but he thinks that you have to live there until you're 30 to really grow up in Newark.
No,
and, that's because millennials, right? They don't really grow up until
I
they're
would give
33.
you credit if you just moved back there now.
Why would I ever go back to that shit dump?
Well, you'd like to say you're from there, so.
No.
You'd really be from there.
Dude, that's like saying...
Or you could pull a Cory Booker and pretend like you live there and take a limo to the house every morning and go see... What was his friend's name that he made up? His imaginary friend?
Oh, man.
T-Bone?
Popcorn. Oh, T-Bone.
Hey, Cory Booker, this is us laughing at you. Hey, Cory, if you want to call into the show and defend your position...
Spartacus, I'd love to grill you on some of your...
Dude. He was actually going somewhere until he did that Spartacus moment.
Rant.
He shot himself right in the dick.
Yeah. Well, it was just a matter of time. It was a house of cards.
Do you guys know how many people, speaking of Jersey, prominent Jersey people, do you guys know how many people Bon Jovi drew for Obama on the campaign trail the other day in Pennsylvania?
You mean Biden?
No, it was Obama campaigning for Biden.
No. Wasn't hold on.
Biden wasn't there.
Excuse me. Biden wasn't at that Bon Jovi concert?
No.
How many?
Just guess.
1,000.
I'm going to say 5,000.
22.
You're a fucking liar.
Look it up.
You're a liar. You're a liar because you don't like Democrats. You're a liar.
Maybe if you got Bruce plus Bon Jovi, it would have been 32.
I hate Bruce Springsteen.
There's got to be something
As a person, I love his music.
Now, just as someone observing, I obviously have my political leanings, but I'm going to try to leave that out. How is it humanly possible that you see these Trump rallies where the enthusiasm is through the roof? And
like rabid.
It's insane. But then you see Biden go to these places, and there's like 17 people there in cars that are 4 spaces apart. Is that planned? It's got to be planned.
No.
It has to be.
No.
Because you cannot tell me.
Dude, you had Obama, everybody's fucking
reminiscent.
savior, talking under a tent, and there were 7 people there.
It's very reminiscent of 4 years ago when Tim Kaine would go out and Hillary would go out separately, and they would draw like they couldn't even fill up a high school gym. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
That's why
I
don't believe Hillary really won the popular vote when you just look at the rallies and stuff. I have a hard time believing that.
I don't want to talk about the popular vote. So
I'm
all
saying,
of you fucking
I'm just
people
saying
out there,
if the rallies are a barometer,
I have such a hard time
of any kind.
That's even like. That's got to be orchestrated in some way. They have to somehow coordinate that where there's only a certain amount of people that are allowed. Because there's no way that, given that the country, from everything you hear, is split more or less down the middle, right? I mean, there's got to be some kind of enthusiasm for the candidate.
It's more for the party.
There has to be an explanation.
People that are voting for Biden are voting for the party. They're not voting for Biden.
You know what I mean? I won't argue with I won't argue with one bit, but I don't want to lose my train of thought on the popular vote. The popular vote, everybody listen to this. Read an American civics book. Popular vote is fucking meaningless. It's mental masturbation. Let's wind the clock back to 1775 when they're trying to make this new country. And Rhode Island, as one of the colonies, said, hey, guys, go fuck yourself. I don't want any part of this. Whoa, wait, what? Why? What? We were friends here. He goes, my state has 3 guys, a cow, and a donkey. So all you fucking guys in Philadelphia, you're going to fucking outvote me every time. All right, let's come. What if we did this? What if we had like an electoral college?
By the way, Philadelphia was the capital at the time.
That's why I said that.
Right.
I read a history book once. So anyway, the point is this. That's why you have states elect a president, not the popular vote. Stop jerking yourself off with the popular vote. It's meaningless. Well, Al Gore won the popular vote. Yeah, well, it's great.
It's not hard for a Democrat to run up California and New York. I
mean, like 3 of the most densely populated
and
areas
Chicago
on the planet are.
Yeah, and I hate to break it to the United States. I hate to break it to you guys. Everybody thinks after the Civil War we became this homogenous country. That's not it at all. It's the United States. It's 50 separate countries with very similar rules.
You're talking about federalism, I think.
What do you mean? Why would you interrupt my? I was fucking rolling.
I'm giving you a word for saying what
Fuck
you're
it.
saying, but in one word.
No, I'm going to turn around to the whiteboard now.
Well, there's nothing on there.
Hey, do you believe there was more to the Civil War than just slavery? Because I'm so tired of hearing about that.
Dude, you shouldn't be tired of hearing about it. It's very important. But
no, I'm tired of hearing that it was only about slavery and nothing else.
Well, again, read a fucking history book. It was about states' rights, not about.
Well, why don't you expand on that? Because I don't have to read a history book. I got the nub.
Hey, is it getting colder in here?
Yes.
Should I turn the heat on?
Yes.
All right. Hey, Mr. Engineer, you know what I'm going to ask you to do? I'm going to ask you to put this. Can you actually stop this so we could take a break and come right back?
Can we hit pause?
Because I want to turn the heat on.
You know what? Hold on. Me and the juice are going to.
We'll shoot the shit.
We're going to carry it.
How long is it
going
to
to keep going?
How long is it going to take you?
Well, I'm thinking about this. Turning the heat on.
Okay.
Tinkling.
Okay.
And going to see if I have another cigar.
All right, juice and I can.
Dude, you're a little big to tinkle.
Juice
No,
and I can.
you don't tinkle. You fucking stream.
Dude, I shoot fucking ropes of pure amber urine.
Amber dehydrated urine. Like I've only been drinking.
One time I held it in so
IPAs
long. When I went to the bathroom, a baby came out, and it talked to me.
Out of your dick.
What? What the fuck is?
The urethra.
This is why nobody listens to the Rhubarb.
Because I sabotage it.
You do. You're sneaky.
He
like
wants
that.
to keep his.
Hey guys, all new
trending.
what's trending coming Friday.
Hey, dude, do me a favor. Don't fucking plug your shit on my show, man. I hate that.
I plug your shit on my show.
Do you really?
Yeah.
All right,
No,
you can
no,
plug
no,
your shit.
no
All
one's
right,
plugging
look, I'm
anyone's
going to turn the
shit.
heat on.
Ann has the best point out of
This is
it.
not that kind of podcast.
This is rubbing the rhubarb, not packing the fudge.
Dude, how about training day? Do you remember training day when the guy goes, "Hey man, did you ever have your fudge packed, man? Did you ever?" Oh, what did he say? Did he say fudge packed?
No, shit pushed in.
You ever have your shit pushed in, man?
Well,
You ever push it?
No, the most disturbing part of that scene is when he really and his neck gets real tight, and he's like he knows what he's talking about.
Dude, he's like,
That guy's not acting.
you know what? That was like bearing down, like, oh.
That guy's not acting. He's holding on for dear life. That's someone who's I'm willing to bet has experience.
Wow. All right, guys.
Who's been cornholed
I'm
at
taking
least
my.
once.
Would you say what?
Someone who's been cornholed at least once.
Oh, I don't even want to
That's a
think
great
about
word,
it. I just hope I can go to my, the next great adventure without experiencing that special pleasure. All right, I got to turn the heat on. I'm going to take a squirt, and I'm going to. Can I do it all in like 5 minutes?
The Juice
Let's
and
see.
I got this. The Juice
All right.
and I never really get to interact on this.
That's true.
You got it.
We usually have an intermediary.
That is true. We usually have a medium.
The nub usually kind of controls the conversation.
Yeah, the nub. Yeah, the nub. The
Bro,
nub
you should talk
nubs
about
it.
Our fishing trip where we caught that big striped
That
bass.
big striper that way.
We caught that baby striped bass and we fucking ate
we
it
stepped.
raw.
It was enough for 4 guys.
That'll come on in a second. Be right back.
So Big Tone, what?
Yeah.
Since it came up before earlier on the show, if hip hop has died
Yes.
as of 2020, what
Hip-hop.
like can you pinpoint?
Hip hop is dead.
Right,
Good. Nas. Sorry.
it's a good album.
Very good.
Some good songs on there.
Can I point to when hip hop died?
Yeah, like what's your year that you think, or time period?
Man, I don't know. It's more recently, I think, than people think. Like the past, 4 or 5 years have been.
Because I really haven't listened a lot since 2016. Honestly, I kind of tuned out.
You know what? I think. I disagree.
And I still listen.
I think Drake is tremendous. I mean,
Well.
he makes good music. I mean, the guy's not this successful for no reason. He makes
I'm
incredible
not a Drake
music.
hater. The guy works his balls off.
No, and the music's good.
And he's got to come out with like 50 songs a month. It seems like.
Well, I mean, he's not short on content.
No.
Seemingly like we are sometimes, but no, I mean the guy's great. His songs are good. I'm not gonna knock him because this isn't the '90s.
Right. It's a different era.
I mean, to me, he's in the pantheon. He's got to be.
Especially now. He was there a while ago.
He's tremendous. I have a hard time. I mean, today's artists there's some that are excellent. Like Wale, I think is excellent.
I liked his
his
first couple albums.
excellent.
Him too.
J. Cole's great. Wale is.
You know when I liked Wale before he signed with Rick Ross.
I like a lot of Wale stuff.
I liked him when he put out a lot of mixtapes, and his first album, he dropped an album I think with Columbia, and that song where he's got Lady Gaga on the beat. She didn't even know she was going to be on that album. They just had it, and he was legally clear to sample that into a beat.
Yeah.
That song where he goes, "I remain a giant," and you Jeremy Shockey.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys who are obviously great. I mean,
I think Wiz is good.
Yeah, but it's different. I mean, being from the East Coast, I like the music. It doesn't speak to me the way some of these East Coast artists would.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, obviously the way Jay-Z would, or Biggie would, or
And like
someone like DMX would, or like the East Coast guys.
DMX, I love DMX.
I mean, like that. But those artists came at a very formidable time in our lives.
Right.
To begin with, we were 12, 13,
Middle
14 years old.
school-ish.
Right. We were coming of age, I guess, not to quote the Jay-Z album, but we were coming of age.
Another good song.
Yeah, and I think as an adult, I don't... Listen,
Whatever happened to Memphis Bleak, right? Speaking of that song.
MEMPH. Bleak Man Stop. I thought he was all right. I mean...
Yeah.
I think everyone on that Rockefeller label had a hard time. I thought Beanie could rhyme.
Yeah.
Emil was, whatever. But, I thought those guys had a moment. I don't...
Well, that whole Dynasty album, I don't know if it's like considered a compilation album, but that was the intent. And then I think they just considered it like Jay's like 4th or 5th album, whatever it was.
Fun fact about that
at the
album,
time.
I lost my virginity to Parking Lot Pimpin'.
Nice.
How about that?
Was that a Neptunes beat?
I don't know.
Because like the Neptunes were all over that album.
Yeah. Well, the Neptunes were all over the late 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't realize. I mean, when Noriega was Neptunes, the way they laced the beat like one, you didn't realize at the time, but
Right.
now, Pharrell, who's been 24 for the last 20 years, doesn't age. But,
Exactly. It's so true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't get with some of the new stuff. I mean, there's things here and there, and that might be an age discrepancy.
I'm not super crazy about like the mumble genre, like the subgenre, mumble rap or whatever. If the beat's good and like it's got a decent flow, I can keep up with it like with my ears and try to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've always appreciated a good lyricist.
Yeah.
Slightly more.
Right.
The beat's got to grab me first of all, but I mean, a good lyricist is always where I've kind of been drawn to traditionally. But I mean, the guys now, maybe it's a stylistic difference, but I just can't.
It's just evolved,
Maybe
I guess.
I think it's an age thing as well. I mean, you hear the young guy. I mean,
And
I'm in my late 30s now. I just can't rock with the new guys the way I did with the older guys.
I noticed there's like a lot of like little white scrawny kids that are like,
But-
and they'll get like 100 million views
To that,
on YouTube.
I've become. Thanks, bro. I'll stay with the team. Like I've appreciated. Unfortunately, I've appreciated Mac Miller.
Yeah, no, he
way
was good.
More after he's gone. Than I did when he was alive.
So I used to be a big mixtape head.
Okay.
I used to use a site called GetRightMusic.com, and it was either guys about to blow up or guys that would never blow up. There's this guy I like a lot, and sometimes he answers me on Twitter like he is famous, but he's really not that famous. His name's Emilio Rojas out of New York.
Yep.
And he never blew up, but one of his mixtapes he put out back in 2009 when Drake was still putting out mixtapes and Wale was still putting out mixtapes.
Yep.
I thought he put out very comparable content.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he just pissed off the record executives or whatever the fuck he did, but he's just as skilled. And another guy like that too, the same era, a guy named Mickey Fax.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of him. Another mixtape guy, but he put out a really good mixtape, and then he followed it up with it was called a concept tape.
Okay.
And he was doing a mixtape of a character from the 80s that was on crack.
Okay.
And it was the whole mixtape was a story, and every song was the next chapter in the story, but it was done really well.
Right. In the story, there's something to be said for the storytellers. I think Wale is a great storyteller.
Yeah.
J. Cole's a great storyteller.
Yeah, his first album was great.
Those guys, they
do you know how he kind of got big? Do you know his story?
Wale?
No, J. Cole.
No.
The first song he did that he was proud of, I guess, was Lights Out. Great song. He just shoved it down Jay-Z's throat until he would reply to him, basically.
Yes. Well, I think I read something about him where he kind of
it's similar to how Kesha broke into Prince's house.
Well, earlier in his career, he didn't have the confidence. He kind of was waiting outside the studio.
I think he started out as a beat maker, kind of like Kanye.
But he was waiting for Jay-Z outside the studio. Didn't really come with the right energy, and Jay-Z kind of blew him off. And
right.
then he had the confidence where he was like, "This is what you need." And then obviously, everyone recognized how talented he was. But
Justin was actually the first one to show me him because his first song that I think got really popular was that song "Who Dat." And that song, he just has the nastiest lines ever in that song.
He's really good.
So I'm back, guys.
The nub is back.
Nub's back. Hey, dude, what did you just say?
We were filling in the blanks before on the.
No. But you said something interesting that kind of resonated with me.
Sure.
Where you said that, Jay-Z. You said, did I get it? Did I hear you right?
So there's two guys talking about J. Cole, who's our age, and then Jay-Z.
I'm talking about the concept where you said that's somebody. Jay-Z told somebody you got to be like this, this, and this, and he did it.
Right.
So one of the strongest characteristics about people who really want to be successful is, dude, here, you need fire?
I need the heat.
Is, and I think it's something that, I don't want to sound like a 10-foot cock here, but if
you hired a person or two in your career.
Yeah, no, the thing is this, I'm talking about me personally. For what I do, and I'm not going to talk about what I do.
But I think you have the right to talk about this topic. I think you have the experience.
Right. Well, I do, and I'm not going to talk about my personal career because I don't want it to interfere with the character I play on the podcast. But one of my strongest suits is being able to take constructive criticism. I always looked at criticism,
and there's a difference between constructive criticism and people just shitting on you. By the way,
absolutely, not going to fight with you there, but. Juice, here's the thing, right? I always looked at it as when somebody that I respected gave me criticism or critique, they weren't criticizing me. What they were doing was saying, hey, here's the treasure map. You're not following the treasure map. All you have to do is follow this map and you'll get to the treasure.
Right. We gave you the blueprint.
Right.
And you're just whacking off in the tool shed.
And you want you're banging you're in a closet and you just keep walking around. I'm not getting anywhere. And somebody comes along, opens the door and says, walk this way. And you're like, fuck you, man. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So I can actually kind of relate to that. Boy, I really kind of took you off topic. I apologize.
And I think there's a handful of people that don't require, there's a handful of greatness that doesn't require that. But I feel like anyone that
We're going to keep going. Don't even. This will end when it ends.
There's a handful of greatness that doesn't require that, but
yes, Michelangelo.
A handful. LeBron James. Say what you want about LeBron James. He doesn't need anyone to tell him how to become a great basketball player.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't need it. He just needs referees that tell him that the lane's open. Just walk all the way down.
He just has to play.
Are they allowed to walk now? By the way.
Yeah. Well, but my point is, he can just play. He's great.
Are you going to sit there and tell me that fucking LeBron can hold a candle to?
I'm not. We're not doing this.
But he almost baited you.
I almost baited you into Michael Jordan.
It's a silly argument, but where I was going with this was, the people who succeed and excel seek that out.
Seek out the
You
criticism.
want people to challenge you and teach you and and criticize you constructively. And
right.
So just from personal experience, that's what happened to me recently, and I went and worked for someone who I felt like I could learn something from and challenge me professionally.
You?
I did.
Did you learn something from that fucking retard?
I learned a lot from this guy, and I really felt like he challenged me professionally and helped me grow as a person and as a professional, and it's something that I hadn't had.
I don't think I'll argue with you that that person did not think that you needed to grow personally. I think that person saw a fucking chainsaw being used to cut down daisies, right? And that chainsaw needs to be fucking bringing down redwoods, and that chainsaw does that now.
Well, in a sense that I came from a place where it was easy to make excuses. There, and not that they were acceptable, but it helped you not. It stopped you from getting where you had to go, and in the environment that I came into, where I sought out, that just wasn't an option. So there was no excuses, and you had to get where you had to go.
No gray areas, like very black and white.
Yeah, and I didn't complain because I knew it wasn't going to be heard. It's not going to be listened to. So I mean, you had to just have the confidence and the wherewithal and the ingenuity to get where you had to go, or else that was it.
So Big Tone is actually talking to things that he's actually strumming my heartstrings, because I'm a big no excuse person professionally, right? And what really fucking rubs my rhubarb the wrong way is looking at the juice and he's swiping left and right. While we're talking about something so important, he's legit, I shit you not, is swiping left and right. What the fuck? This guy over here said one of the most heartfelt, beautiful...
You're acting like he was talking about you or something.
I wasn't talking about me per se, but he was. But you're swiping fucking left and right, while he was fucking extolling the virtues.
Did I ever tell you what my high school yearbook quote was?
I'm swinging an ocho? Slinging an ocho?
Soft. No.
I'm a grower.
My high school yearbook, my quote was something that my father said to me forever.
Get out?
Get out. Yeah,
safe.
You were an accident. No.
Dude, that's so horrible.
No, it's excuses are for losers.
Wow.
He's been saying that to me my whole life. Excuses are for losers, and it's true. I mean, you could always point the finger, and sometimes it's justified, but it takes the person who is going to be a leader and someone who takes control and someone who gets things done.
Do you think your dad will ever listen to this podcast?
He has.
Oh boy.
He has.
Does he think less of all of us now?
No. You know how my dad feels about you guys.
Do you think we could ever get Senior Tone to the podcast?
Absolutely. He asks his customers who they're voting for. He doesn't give a shit anymore.
Hey,
he's 67 years old.
I don't want to. You said
that's going to be a hell of a show.
You said such golden shit just now. We do have to come back for it. We're going to have a podcast entirely on talking about the career of sales. Mm-hmm. Right. I might actually give away.
That's gonna be a good
show. Might give away my my private persona, but when people ask me, I'm like, I'm a career blankety blank professional.
Yeah.
A career. This is what I've chosen, and you've heard me say this. This is your chosen fucking career. Right. It's your craft. Right. What are you doing here? Right. So anyway,
that's. I mean, we can get to that later, but for years, and you'll appreciate this. My father was a commission-only salesman.
What?
No salary.
Big Tone?
Big Tone was a commission-only
Big Tone's got
salesman.
the biggest nuts.
Hold on.
Out of any.
Hold on.
So,
are you telling me, pardon me, excuse me, that Big Tone walked on the wild side?
So Big Tone, so this is how I grew up.
Commission only?
For everyone out there, all 8 of you that give a shit. So my father was a commission-only salesperson. He sold industrial goods. Nuts, bolts. He worked with, large companies, truck companies, garages, sold industrial parts my whole life. Commission only for a large part of that. And my mother didn't work. So
I thought your mother was a teacher.
Later.
Oh, really? Okay.
So when I was younger, probably up until middle school, my mother didn't work because I'm the oldest of 3. So that just gives you a little insight into kind of how we lived. My father only kind of ate what he killed. And, sometimes it wasn't a lot. Sometimes it was more than others. But he found more success after I was already out of the house. So, I mean, it worked out. But that's a tough go. There was no vacations, no base salary, the guy only brought home what he sold. And that's inconceivable to people my age nowadays. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing that without a base salary.
Listen, I got my kids break my stones once in a while. Oh, Dad, we're on vacation, you're still making phone calls, you're on your computer. And I'm like, yeah, do you like this construct? Do you like this matrix?
Not only that, but it's not really like... Tell the story about when they saw your big tone on the overpass that one time. That's a great story.
All right, so this is a true story. True story. So I'm with a rep, and we take a customer out to this beautiful Italian lunch. I think the great thing, there's a couple of great stories I drop out of this lunch story is it's a bunch of all Ginzalones at this fucking lunch, right? And me, I don't look like a big Ginzalone, but I'm all Ginzalone.
Well, you're half Polak,
right? Well,
aren't you half a Polak?
Do you want to quickly explain what a Ginzaloon is for?
Yeah, you explain what a Ginzaloon is.
It's an overly Italian individual.
Right. So we're heritage,
Right.
heritage, right? So
mostly Northeastern American by birth.
So we go to this. So Juice is right. I'm half Polish, half Italian. That means I want to beat somebody up, but I can't remember who. So we go to this lunch, and I'm with a guy who's really super. Let's just say super American, right? And the first thing is like they're like, Don, what are you gonna have? And I said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give me aglio olio, spaghetti with garlic and oil and with some hot cherry peppers. Yep. And all the Ginzaloons like, oh, that's fucking great. Let's get that. And the American guys, I want that too. And I'm like, I said, I go like this. I go, dude, you might want the veal parm because it's kind of it's rich. It's a rich dish. It's rich, meaning. If you're not used to eating spaghetti with garlic and oil, that fucking thing's going to shoot through you like grease through a goose, right? So, of course, he's like 4 bites into it, and he's in the men's room, right?
He's going to stay with you for 4 days.
Right. So, we leave. It's about, I'm going to say without I'm not exaggerating. It's about 4 billion degrees outside, right? We get in the car, turn the air conditioner on, and the minute we get in the car, this guy starts fucking complaining. This fucking job is bullshit. We're breaking our balls. I can't believe how fucking hard we work. And I'm listening to him, and we pull up we're onto Route 80. And then finally I'm like, I'm not this guy's fucking, I'm not his father confessor. I'm like, you're such an ungrateful fucking cock. We're having this beautiful lunch in this beautiful Italian restaurant.
And that's your job.
Air conditioned with these customers, great guys, right? No, but no drinking or anything. It was just iced teas and lunch, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want? I said, you fucking think you're working? You think you're fucking working? I go, this isn't fucking work. No. I said, look, as we're driving up, there's an overpass and the traffic slows. I go, see these fucking assholes over here? Yeah. With their fucking shirts off, dying in the fucking sun, shoveling fucking gravel and dirt and shit. I said, that's a fucking job. That's fucking work. That's work. And as we pull up, the traffic stops, and now the fucking guy's digging and shit.
There's one part to this that you never explained. I'm going to ask you after you finish.
As we pull up, I look and I go, holy fuck, that's my dad. And he's standing there with long pants,
and
no
shirt on.
And he's got to be
like 65.
And he's brown. He's brown. Sure. He's brown from the fucking sun beating down at him. And I rolled down and goes, hey, what are you fucking doing? I said, Dad, we just had some customers. All right, I'll see you later. Blah, blah. And I'm like, you piece of shit. There's my fucking father breaking his fucking Dun and Bradstreet over there, and you're fucking complaining because
His
you had
Dun
too
and
much
Bradstreet.
oil on your fucking macaroni. You
Can I ask you a
fuck.
question now? Why the fuck was he doing that work?
Well, dude, because he was a Nork fire captain and he was an iron worker at the same time.
And he was like every other fucking red-blooded American.
But it's
man.
just funny.
He was married. He get the
What-
fuck out of the house.
Was this when he was living on Atlantic?
No, he was living in East Hanover.
Oh, so that's like you were working for Maury.
No, way before Maury.
I thought Maury was your first.
No,
gig.
I was actually working for a company called Westinghouse. I don't know if that rings a bell for you, motherfuckers.
I've heard of it.
Oh, so that was what I thought. That story was actually a little more recent.
But I think that, well, to swing this back to what Big Tone is just saying.
So it was before 9/11. The story.
Absolutely.
Okay, I envisioned it as like 2005, 2006.
By the way, as we're telling this story, why is this camera all fucked up? I can't even. I only could see half of his gorgeous face all of a sudden.
He's not on camera. When he gets on camera, it won't be a problem.
Oh, okay. Dude, I think I got to do like, you got this cool T-shirt on, your hat on backwards. You think people will like me better if I had like my hat on and it was on backwards? What do you think? Will that make me cooler?
No, you got a great.
I'm
head of
just
hair.
too old?
I wouldn't. No. Your hair looks great. I wouldn't mess with it.
Dude, I'm not going to. I can't believe my fucking hair. For my age, I just cannot. Thank you, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ up in heaven, that you fucking blessed me.
Praying to the
That's
mic
all I
pal.
got. That's all I got. That's all I got.
I have a barber that's cutting around the thinning back here. He's like, listen, I don't want to go too short. Just in case.
Dude, did you get up and punch him right in the face,
No.
straight shot?
No, I said thanks.
Dude, I'm going to punch you right in the face,
No,
fucking straight shot.
Juice, you're like the turtle of our podcast.
That's fair. That's a fair statement.
Hey, I'm going to swing around to the whiteboard, guys.
He's the glue guy.
Hey, how much over the half an hour did we go?
Well,
A lot.
I turned the timer off with 5 minutes to go.
Good. Fuck it,
A
man.
while-
No, let's
a while
roll.
back.
We're rolling.
Or if you
I
want,
mean-
we could stop now. And
No,
do
why?
and throw this in the can. Then we can start up.
All right, I think that's actually a great idea. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening to another segment of Rubbing the Rhubarb. This is Dyke Van Dyck, otherwise known as The Nub. And I'm signing off right now. Juice, why don't you take us out? Well, hold on. Let's let Big Tone sign off, and then Juice, take us out.
Appreciate you guys. Excuses are for losers.
Excuses are for fucking
That's what I'm going to
losers.
call the name of this episode.
Oh, I love that. Dude, actually, it moved a little bit when you said that.
What, your
It really
penis?
did. Yeah, no,
Or the
my
camera?
My cock. When you said that, I think, put your tongue back in your head. That's fucking, what are you, fucking
All right, guys.
into guys?
Check us out. You know where to find us.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. if
Peace
you're
out,
into that.
sexy bitches.